Hey guys, it's Justin from Olsen Motorsports. Today I'd like to present to you our 964 Turbo project that we have just completed. You'll notice a few things on the front bumper. We've actually shaved the front bumper gasket that you'd find normally on 964 turbos. This gives it a really nice, sleek, clean look. And we've also shaved off the front license plate indent. Coming to the bottom of the bumper, you'll see that we have a little roof lip on here. And some other small things that we've done is the Porsche crest is actually pressed into the hood. Coming to the headlights, we have some 911 designs headlights with the halos, and we've also chosen to use the fluted lenses on them as well. In Chicago, we like our deep dish, so we've gone with these really deep dish speed lines, and we accomplished this by using some C2 rear trailing arms, which pushes the track width inwards so we can have these really wide speed lines in the rear. We painted the faces white, and then we've also had the center caps hand painted as well. Every little piece of this car gets the Olsen touch, including these windshield wiper arms, which are powder coated in the Olsen black. Same thing goes for the window trim as well. These are all powder coated in our Olsen spec black, even the door handles. Coming to the rear wing, we used a rubberized paint in order to paint match the wing to the deck lid. Again, keeping with the really sleek look of this entire car. Tucked in the engine compartment, we have a Olsen Motorsports built 3.5 liter. This features a fully forged rotating assembly, as well as poured and polished heads and C2 cams. Feeding this beast, we have a custom spec Garrett turbo that really gives this car some really great low end torque and a great power band. We have a TurboCraft intercooler, very clear. It's huge, and we've modified the air box to fit this as well. And that's also coated in a Olsen Motorsports spec black. Come to the front of the engine, you'll see we've powder coated the fan, a matching red, as well as the housing, the white that you'll see later on in the interior. Powering this engine, it's all controlled by a AM Infinity, and it's tuned in-house by us. Coming to the interior, you'll see some really cool things that we've done. Starting with the door panel, pretty much everything in this car has been covered in either Alcantara or leather. The door panel is a RS-inspired door panel that we've given a little twist on. And we have, instead of doing the traditional RS style where this handle is kind of straight, we've brought it up in an angle. We've also added those speakers over there. Those are Hertz speakers. This whole entire car has Hertz speakers throughout. Continuing on the interior, the steering wheel is a wheel that we've done quite a lot of developing on. It's a roof style wheel that we have made a little thicker and covered in Alcantara. The airbag has been covered in a really nice leather that we have embossed with a Porsche crest. Hiding behind the steering wheel, we have some gauges that we had made for this car in keeping with the theme, the red and the white. On the dash is also Alcantara covered with some red accent stitching. And what really pops about this interior are these Recaro Sportster seats that we immediately stripped down and reupholstered in a red Alcantara. And then we painted the seat backs a gloss white. And that white kind of ties in with the engine bay, as well as that shifter over there and these gauges. The shifter itself is a billet short throw shifter. Right by that center console, you see the center console actually travels all the way to the rear of the seat delete. So when we fold the seat down, you'll see some hidden subs back there. Like I said, the sound system on this car is really awesome. To control those tunes, we have a Porsche PCCM that keeps that retro look, but also gives you some modern features such as CarPlay, Bluetooth, aux. And right next to that, you'll see the carbon HVAC controls that look a lot better than just the factory ones. Making sure that all the driver controls have been thought about, we have some Renline pedals below the dash over here. This really helps with some heel towing. All right, coming to the bottom of the car, most people won't see this, but we believe that every single detail matters. So you'll see that these control arms are vapor blasted, and all the steel hardware we have is zinc coated. These spindles are also vapor blasted and zinc coated. You'll see the subframe is not vapor blasted yet, and that's because this customer opted to go with the dry ice blasting, which we will do a little bit later on. To get to more specifics, we have Elephant Racing tie rod ends, Jersey RS1s, as well as Elephant Racing sway bar end links, and a Brembo GT big briquette. All right, so looking at the rear suspension over here, giving everything the Olsen treatment, we have vapor blasted trailing arms, as well as the spring plates have been vapor blasted and zinc coated. This makes it look really nice, and also it helps protect from corrosion, of course. And we have the Jersey RS1s in the rear as well. Looking at every single little detail, we have the brake dust shields that are powder coated in our Olsen Spec Black. And those are protecting the Brembo GT kit that we have in the rear as well. For the transmission, we sent this out to Olsen Motorsports to have it re-geared. And we re-geared it because this car has a lot of low-end torque, and we want to stay within that power band and make this car as drivable as possible. Moving over to the engine itself, externally, everything has been vapor blasted or dry ice blasted or coated, including these chain boxes. And even the tins over here have been powder coated in our Olsen Black. So touching base back on the low end torque of this car, this turbo is a Garrett GTX 3582R Gen 2.5. This was spec'd out by our tuner, and this gives us a lot of low end torque. So this is a really drivable car. It's not gonna be super laggy and then just hit you in the face. It's a really torquey power band throughout. Thanks for watching. We really enjoyed building this car. Be sure to follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about this car or you're interested in building a car like this, please email us at info@olsenmotorsports.net.